digest. You want to wait for the people that lose a lot of money. Like if you look at some coins like So or altcoins, you see that this thing actually destroyed, like they went crazy. Again, remember, I don't know what chart it was. I don't know if it was on TradingView or this one, but I told you guys again. I told you guys again, this thing was going to nuke, but I wasn't, because Bitcoin was trading at all-time high slowly. I wasn't sure if we're going to take out this low, but yes, definitely, you guys know. Actually, close out my soul shot too early before all this move. I'm a little bit mad, but it happens sometime. I close out around this other block. I just wanted to not be a back carrier from to just reject from here and go up. So I close it around here, and which is still cool. I traded with leverage from 229 down here, make a cool decent money. Actually tried to long way earlier with a smaller time frame. I don't know exactly what time frame it was. I don't know if I even gave it or it was just like on a WhatsApp chat. I don't know when I did that, but I tried to take a trade somewhere. I don't know the time frame, but that will be another topic for another day. I tried to see something, was a five wave impulse move and a three corrective move, and I thought that was done. I think it was around here. Yes, I tried to catch this yesterday, and it failed. It failed, and I stopped right there. It failed, and I stopped right there. So that was, you could argue that that was your small zone of support as well. Draw your line from there, and yes, draw another line. That's a high. So that was your zone. So I was trying to bid here. I was trying to bid around 220. Actually, my entry was around 219, 218 point something. I was trying to see if we can come back to the range high. But what happened? I got nuked. Second, I was at a gym, can't remember. I just had a notification I've been stopped at. It was a crazy trade, but overall I was bearish because I shorted this because we have a triple top here, which I'll show you guys. I'll be teaching you guys so soon. But I've been updating all of this on a Telegram. This rejected. This was supposed to be it started here, double top, it failed. And then it tried to make a double bottom, failed, become a triple top. Now it sent up price, you got your retest there. And yeah, wanted to actually hold this for a little bit longer to like 213. That was my target. But I wasn't sure that this was going to be taken, but I was confident that some of this area 205 was going to be taken. But that's just how you identify these areas. You map your lines, just some lines. Some people will be like, you don't want to, make your stuff too dirty. You don't want to make it like, put all these fibs, put all these indicators. Very easy. Just as beginner, just identify your area of demand and supply and you trade those areas. It's okay to fail. If you fail, it's another one, but just make sure your wins covers all your failures. All right. So yes, that was just it. I have to do a little bit of explanation on this again, just so that you guys could uh get some cool clarification. What support and resistance is an area, it's not a price. So you trade them when you see them. And yes, when you have an opportunity, you take them until you fail. You call that just another one and move on with life. So guys, from what I've explained, if you have any doubt or any question that you want to ask, you go on and ask your question before we try to get on another stuff so that we can cover a little bit of something new towards the end of today's class. If you have a question, get your hand up. And when I was talking, I saw a couple people with their hands up. I don't know if your doubt has been clarified, but if you have a question, get your hand up and let's see what you guys have to say. Okay, Yes, Joseph, unmute yourself and let's hear what you have to say, please.
Yes, I have some few questions, but my first question, you firstly answer it without knowing. I was trying to say, whenever you are putting on a chart, since you are working on your computer, it is not a large pointed screen slideshow that you are showing us. Try to increase the size of those candlesticks because they are very important for us to know what reaction is taking place at the moment. If you are saying this is a close, this is a high, some of us cannot see what you are actually saying, but you that you're already there for a long time, you know wherever you are calling the short and the high. So when you enlarge it, we already know that this is the point where you are talking to. Then secondly, when you come up, when you show a chart like the one you just show with these tools that you have used in applying the support and resistance, I would like that maybe like you keep it there, and some of us would also like to ask questions referring back to that same point where you have just acted, so that for clarification. Because when you just show and then you take it out, someone would, somebody like me, I take time to analyze something. So maybe
That,
as you take it off like that, I have to go again, try to figure it out. Maybe I will get lost. But if it is still there, what I want to ask, I will refer it, and maybe I will punch it there still in front of you. You will clear
Uh,
it out for me to understand. That is it. Then
Deji,
for the support and resistance, I'm still
three,
very, very back with it.
five.
I think I still really want more
Tomorrow,
knowledge
total value
of
of
this support and resistance.
okay, okay, Joseph, thank you for that. I love the fact that you want to get your doubts being cleared, and I appreciate that. Again, like I say, we learn by communicating.
Mm.
Okay, so when I was saying about the support and resistance, I said these are zones, right? You want to it's not a particular price, but when you want to take a trade, again, when we get more detail, I'll give you guys some other key factors to combine. But I was just showing you guys that when you get into a chart, there is first thing, again, I'll tell you guys in the class about that. First thing that you need to identify, you need to mark your point of interest. Point of interest being an area of demand and an area of supply and an area of demand. Let's just say that was your zone. All right. So since this high, what generated the high? Say, okay, just put your line there. So since this high, this was your low, right? So even if I zoom it, you probably will not see it, but you try to get what I'm saying is it's an area, it's not a particular price, but an area being the point, an area of support being the point where price stop falling. An area of resistance being the point when price stop going up. So if you can identify those stuff in your chart, and then you will get a basic understanding of what I'm saying. But when you get more detail into it, you will see that once price trade out of this zone that you've identified, remember, this happens when you put your lines here, price is not trading down here. Price is still trading within this range, right? Let's
Yeah.
actually look at something that is like a little bit big, that we can have like a bigger range there. So let's use something like, let's take out all of these. Remember all the drums. All right, let's use. Okay, so this is fresh. Say price is still trading here, and you come here and say, okay, since price visited here, it hasn't gone below there. And again, you say since price came above here, it hasn't gone above that, right? So this becomes your area of support and this
Support.
becomes your area of resistance. So you could literally trade this zone. This is a at least a $120 range. Let's measure it and see. Measure this from here to here. Yeah, that's about from 3,730 to 3,860. So you can trade this range. Like right now, price is in your range low, right? It looks like it's about to break, but until it broke it, it's fall. Until it breaks it, it's a lie. You want to try to buy here and sell when price gets somewhere closer up here, up to this range, right? So that, like I told you guys, trading is a game of probability, and you trade the higher probability. There is no trade that is for sure. You want to trade something that has a higher probability, given the fact that, okay, this has been the past how many hours? Let's just count verbally and see. Since you have this big red candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19. Please, I don't know who is talking. Please text them to mute yourself. I can't mute to mute them. Whoever is having their mic unmuted, mute yourself, please. So, right again, like I said, this has been 20 hours of price action, right? So, this is not just going to fail now because it's looking bad. But until it fail, you want to assume that price will come back here. Until this one broke, you want to assume that price will come back here. Until price significantly bring one of this type of this candle, this red candle down here, or bring this green candle or some like a healthy candle up here before you like, okay, price has traded out of this area. But again, it doesn't mean that when price traded here, when if price come here and be green, it doesn't mean that it will necessarily work. Sometimes it doesn't work. Like sometimes we call it fake out. Sometimes it will trade here and all of a sudden it get back within the range and maybe finally trade below here, and that is the direction. But again, like I told you guys, you have to make yourself and not want to be right all the time. You don't want to be right all the time. You just need to be right on the right times and make sure that you maximize all those times that you're right, and the times that you're wrong, you minimize them, and that is how you become profitable. No, there is nobody like 100% win rate. Any any anybody telling you that they have 100% win rate, they are lying to you. Nobody is a 100%
Now be
trader.
showing
People fail.
full
Hosier, please mute yourself. I see you talking. I see like you have a lot of noise going on behind your back. Please mute yourself. A lot of people listening to this class. So
showing full
I
but
was
it's
saying, Joseph, to clarify
still
your doubt, I don't know how I can zoom this really well, but sitting at the area of support, given that we are ignoring all this move that happened behind you, right? We are ignoring all this noise, all this happening. We are starting, we are
also gonna
zone to this zone. So we are interested to see what will happen. So if you buy here, you want to maybe sell at at least $100 upward, or maybe at least $80 to $70 upward, and you sell and you take your profit. And maybe when price finally is trading again back here, you want to maybe sell and try to buy back here. How you can see, try to see how why you should buy an area like this. Again, like I told you guys just now, even before, the formation of the next candle likely depend on the closure of the previous candle, like you see. So there is high probability that this one close like this, right? But since we are trading an area of support and resistance, you want to use maybe a small picture and see if it's a small picture is looking better. All right, you want to use a small time frame and see if a small time frame is giving you something. Like you can argue that okay, that's your 1 minute. Every now and this one represent 1 minute. Remember that small zone that we're trading in 1 hour. Now, if you zoom, you see how the zone look big right here, right? The zone look big. You open now with 1 minute, it look like a big zone. So if you can argue, there's something that I will tell you guys, which is called three drives. three drives often mark like the reversal and a turning point of it's a trading setup where you can say, okay, that was a low, and then you have another low here, and then you have your low here, which is going to send that price to the upside, given the fact that the high that generated this low, the candle of a high that generated this low has been broken. But it hasn't been closed, but it has been breached. So that is why I was saying when you see price down here, you're trying to beat until it is proven otherwise. So you use a smaller time frame to take your trade. Use smaller time frame to take your trade. So you can argue that this is your three drive, given that there was a range here, there was a low here, and it was broken, but it reclaimed back this low and traded above this low. So you're trying to buy a trade here. Ideally, you stop below this line because probably unless it's a week, unless it's just a sweep, ideally you stop below here and target what? Your range high. Where is the range high? Around somewhere here or up here. So that would be a big move for you in a big distance. But we are not on setup classes yet. We are just trying to show you areas of interest and areas of support and resistance when you can use them and how important they become in the market. So yes, I hope I clarify your question, and if there is something else, you probably need to ask again for me to understand. But I'm trying to, explain as much as possible to you guys. All right. So, uh, what else did we have? The hands up. All right. Clovis, yes. Clovis, unmute yourself and let's get what your doubt is saying.
All right, so I just have a quick question. So based on what you just explained right now,
Uh-huh.
should we agree that generally, if you want to find a point of interest, you normally look at the direction in which the market is going using the larger time frames like the daily or the 4 hours or weekly. And once you've determined which direction the market is going, in order to find your point of interest, you can zoom out with smaller time frames like an hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes, or 15 minutes in order to actually look for a market shift because you can't always find that with large time frames.
Correct.
All right, thank you.
Yes, and just for a small clarification for you,
Okay.
let's head back here and establish here. Let's head back here and show you guys something. So just the fact that overall market is moving down doesn't mean that you will not have times where price come back a little bit and do some green candles. Remember, I told you guys when price is moving, like when price was moving down here, you have this fully green candle, right? That become your order block. And I actually make a video for this. I haven't edited when price was still trading around somewhere down here, around here. I don't even know if I posted a chart on Telegram or not, but when this candle was developing, I was like hoping that when price get below here, somehow it can come back and visit this. Like, let me see, let's get our box in there, right? And show you something. Say price was to trade back above here, and you want to try to short at that area until you see that okay, because price has broken this zone, right? If no, price hasn't broken it yet, if this candle ended up being a red candle below here, let's shift one of this line here. So if this candle ended up being a red candle below there, and then you can confirm that price has finally broken this area and it has closed below it, right? So you'll be wanting to maybe try to look for a small picture and long. and buy to try to see if price can come here to form a lower high, because assuming this was your high up here, right? This was your high. Remember, I told you guys I shorted up here, and I was looking myself, I was crazy the day I took this shot. Actually, exactly at it was on this candle, but it was exactly at 4,700. I have a screenshot and everything. It was at 4,750. I shorted that, and I was like, I was just trying to invalidate right here. So my close was really, really tight. I was trying to stop right there just from shorting here. Say I would have hold this would have been massive trades, those type of trades where you come out and be like you've made it for life. But I shorted here, uh, was actually targeting this area, to be honest. I didn't really know all the structure was going to be clear, but yes. So like you're seeing this other block that is here. So if price ended up creating a red candle below here, let me zoom out. I don't know if you guys are seeing. If price ended up closing below here, and this become invalid, this become really invalid, this become resistant, you trying to have price, those type of bounces that you think price is bouncing but it doesn't, because it's just coming up here for people to sell more, to come down lower, to come down below here. So if price close here, below here before visiting here, and then you should be selling, not buying. You should be selling, not being excited, unless you start seeing price closing above here. Then this becomes really good. This becomes really good. This becomes really a change in structure. But you want to try to short when price is here, and until you just fail above this, okay. If you fail above here, you were shorting here, trying to take all this move, right? And just try to stop above here sometime to be safe, stop above there and measure it. Let's put a big distance for you, and you see that this stuff is really, really, the risk reward ratio is really, really small. Say, okay.